just hook up and roll for the day. So really quickly, obviously when we go trend day up, that makes trading much more difficult, and then it got quite choppy and volatile in the afternoon, right? So Mondays are usually balanced days. So let's start off with a clean look at the profile, and then we'll roll from there. The idea of this is to be pretty quick so that y'all know what we're looking at. So let's do the basics, all right? And then I'll go to the actual zone. So number one, let's get this back in line. Okay, so you can see we had a balanced day today. I was like, well, how's that possible? Well, because we moved all the way back to the mid at the end of the day. Hence, you gapped out of range, but you went to a balanced day, right? So the first thing I know is my best trades will be above 32.95 and a quarter and below 32.7650. All right, so you'll see this in the zones I posted. Members already have those. I'll post them for the public tomorrow morning. Here's the point of control from today. That is the absolute worst place to start a position, not because it doesn't work sometimes. It's just it's very inconsistent. Sometimes it trades straight through, sometimes it rejects out of there, sometimes it just chops there all day long. So I want to stay the heck out of there. This 32.87 to 32.89 makes a great location back in. Additionally, we have Dalton's gap fill, right? So I would expect at least an attempted response at 32.67, and then there's the mid of the half gap at 32.71.75. So this area here, right, the best place to get our trades. The worst place is that point of control. The best place is at least getting out of 32.8450 to 32.92.75, and preferably above the high and the low, but we don't always get that choice, right? I'd like to be out of 84, I'd like to be out of 92, and I'd like to stay the heck out of the mid of that, all right? Mid of the half gaps, high odds. Trades below 32.7650 are likely to find traps back in and attempted pushback to value area low or the point of control, right? And then if we get below the low, we blow up the mid, which is, it usually at least gets a response. And then we get to 32.67, right? Dalton's gap fill, and there's actually a little anomaly right back here, 32.64 to 32.63 off the volume profile, right? So if we get underneath 32.67 and are unable to recover, the extended logical test is 32.27 to 32.26. I do want to be careful in this area here. See how I have all these days overlapping in value? The blue areas are value area, 1, 2, 3. So the majority of that is from here, which is prior day's value area high, 32.45, all the way down to 32.20, right? So when I get to 32.27, I want to look from, obviously, in the room we actually have algo setups, right? I'd say the most important thing is this area can be very slippery. The value area can be very difficult to trade in. I want to get outside of that or above that, right? And then if we make it below 32.63, I'd expect, there's an anomaly right here at 32.45, I'd expect a response off of 32.45. If we get underneath 32.45, this whole area can be very slippery. And you can see we just keep trading through this whole area. This is not a place I generally like to make a stand. So my ideal location would be to get below 32.20 or 32.12 and trap back there. The issue with that is it's unlikely to travel that far, right? We're at 32.87, you take away 50 points, that puts you at 32.37. That's a 50-point stretch down, which means the point of control down here is very likely to get a response. It's really, really stretched if we can even make it that far. VIX has been dropping, right? And we just haven't been able to sustain a big downside move. So the most likely scenario is below 32.8450, you'll find responsive buyers. Above 32.95 and a quarter, 32.92 and 3/4, that's where I'd start looking for shorts. But again, I'm not overly eager to be short man because the easier trade is to the upside until we break this pattern that we're in, or find the easier trades to the long side, the harder trades to the short side, right? And then, so for guys or members in the room, guys and gals, right, just a quick reminder. So this all translates, by the way, into this, right? So what you'll see is I have a big X over here, meaning, yes, this is a support area, but this whole area is easily slipped through. And then you'll see the notes that I put on there. So the green lines are simply prior days high and low. This is just translated. All that information is onto a 5-minute chart now, right? So I want to get out of this purple area before I start trading, right? Because I don't want to get chopped up. And then above this area, my key areas, by the way, 3306 is Dalton's gap fill. 3317 to 3323 is the resistance and the target. And I think this 3351 to 46 or 3366 to 3371 are blow off tops, upside targets from where we're at right now. So again, coming into the day, I do not have a bias. By the way, I forgot to post this up and I need to, so I will really quick. And all it says is, well, if I can find it. There we go. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is for educational purposes only. I'm sharing my trade plan with you in hopes that it makes you a better trader. However, important, I do lose money from time to time. I do have down days, right? Take what you like and leave the rest. This is not a solicitation to buy or sell futures, options, or currencies, right? And don't trade with money you can't afford to lose, right? Have a trade plan. Doesn't have to be my trade plan. Have some kind of trade plan that includes a risk management process so that you don't get crushed, right? So the last thing I want to leave you with, guys, I'm going to go to the 1 1/4 today. So when we got the original downside move, if you're looking to how to get that hooked up to the long side at 9:30 this morning, right? As you look, so I just want to cover this really quick for the members in the room, and then I'm going to drop it and go enjoy my evening with my kiddos. So you'll forgive the lines that are on here. Let's do this real quick. There we go, there we go, and there we go. So if you'll look this morning as far as the algo setup goes, right? See, this is my last buyer right over here. I've got to get above this guy. In order to go higher. Here is my fractal with my algo being set off, right? But what I didn't get, so my highest odds trades, guys, is when I get this area into location, this was location, right? This was the backside test of the yellow zone that I posted up this morning, right? So what I wanted was a stopped out buyer all the way down here. I didn't get it. What we did get is the fractal, the algo firing, then fractal. And so what you'll see is, right, the trade plan is to get long as soon as you're above. This is the above bar. That's the push to the upside, right? And you'll see in this case we did not. So I want to show you, since this is my last stopped out buyer, I know that will not make any sense to anyone who's not in the room. This is our last stopped out buyer, and if you look, the process worked correctly in here. This is the first full bar above with an algo firing above my stopped out buyer. That launched the additional move to the upside. That is tough if you want to leave a stop at the swing. That would have been just a mighty big stop, right? But if you look within this process, here's my last, this right here, this is my last buyer right here. See that on the backside test? So the way to have picked up this trade is you wait for them to get stopped out. This is where they got stopped. All right. Here's this is my last fractal down, fractal. There's my two algos fire within here. And then here's my next fractal. So fractal up, fractal down, algos fire. You get the first full bar that closes above. And now you could have used this as your stop. And then that would have stopped you promptly. I didn't need, end of day. No wonder I'm trying to figure out why that didn't work. Wow, we chopped around for a long time, so I apologize. And I specifically wouldn't have taken this. This was so far stretched from any support that I wouldn't have taken it. However, the point is still valid in terms of the setup. Had this occurred at a low, right? Had this occurred at a low right here, and you're coming off a bottom, if we could have gotten any rotation down, so I'll show you what that looked like because we had it just the other day. So, where were we in the U.S. session? Here we were. Same story. See how we rolled down this time? And my last stopped out buyer is over. This is the 31st on Friday. Okay, so this is my last stopped out buyer right here as we're pushing into the low, right? So if you'll look, and let me make sure that's true. I stand corrected. The last stopped out buyer, guys, is right here. So we knew we were in a stretched area, right? There's my fractal, algo fires, right? Algo, fractal fires up and down, right? So if I close above this fractal, and put a line above it, there we go. Come down. There's a fractal fired. This is my last stopped out buyer, right? So if you'll notice, this is actually the top of the stopped out buyer. This is the fractal. This bar right here is the close above. Nope, this bar is the close above. That's your first long, right? That's the most aggressive long. Then what does the market do? It comes back, backside tests, your stopped out buyer off to the left. And if you're looking at process, we do fractal up, fractal down, algo fires on that bar, you close above, right? And two things happened here, guys. So this is my first algo firing to the upside above my stopped out buyer. That's a long. So this is long location, that's potential long, and then my close above my fractal up, fractal down with the algo firing in the opposite direction, close above, and that's what launches you to the upside, and they backside test it one more time. And you'll see over here, so see it was late here, but see how they come back in and they do the same thing one more time, which is what I was trying to show you from today, but I forgot we were already up 30 or 40 points. There is my stopped out buyer. There's my algo down, fractal up, fractal down. Close above with a point of control of above, and then fire to the upside. So that's how it's done. That's my 2 cents, guys. Let's have a great day again tomorrow. I thought today was done very well. We didn't get run over short. We had our best shot at the short came in the morning. We took it. It was worth 6 or 7 points, and we just do it one step at a time and improve from there. Have a great night. See y'all later.